Master best words presence. Self-care. 12 signs you must not trust somebody. Trust could be a very important part of each relationship. The flexibility to trust another person affects your variety of communication, the means you are feeling regarding them, and the way open you're to sharing important things with them. It even affects the number of your time and energy you're willing to speculate within the relationship. Unfortunately, not everyone seems to be trustworthy. Some individuals are simply plain unhealthy news, and if you don't wish to induce hurt, you wish to be ready to spot them before it's too late. And whereas some signs are additional obvious, like cheating or breaking promises, others aren't forever thus straightforward. Whether or not you're gazing strangers, colleagues, friends, or potential romantic partners, here are many things that may indicate they will not deserve your trust. 1. They're to a fault charming. If somebody appears good or like they're too good to be true, there's an honest probability they're not being authentic. And that's as a result of charm, could be a tool that manipulators wish to use to induce what they need from people. And sometimes, it will be laborious to tell whether or not someone is real or simply desires to use you for his or her own gain. Once somebody's making an attempt too laborious to induce your attention and create an honest impression on you, it's doubtless that they're trying to cover one thing or seem additional likable than they truly are. So, if you're obtaining vibes of falseness from them, it's best to travel together with your gut and keep them at arm's length. 2. They're the victim or the hero in each story. If someone's forever the victim or hero of their own stories, they're likely playing a task that doesn't match who they really are. These individuals either try and cause you to feel compassion at them, or they fight to create themselves look good. They have a tendency to be deceitful and have an inflated sense of self-importance. Once someone systematically places themselves during a positive lightweight and everybody else in a negative light, they're typically making an attempt to convert themselves that they're right. I'm not voice communication. There's something wrong with being a victim or hero in some situations. It's simply that if you discover yourself in conversations wherever someone's forever one in every of those things, it should raise a red flag. 3. They're fast to gauge, however, slow to praise. Obviously, we tend to all judge individuals to some extent. It's attribute to hunt out patterns in things, so categorize them. However, people who are quick to judge and slow to praise tend to own a negative outlook on life in general, and infrequently see alternatives as competition. They're not terribly sympathetic or compassionate, which implies that they're not progressing to be nice listeners or smart at understanding other people's perspectives. This mental attitude will be cyanogenetic in any relationship. As a result of it, makes it difficult for the person to simply accept your successes and failures as a part of a shared experience. They forever explore for your faults, instead of seeing what you've done well. 4. They exaggerate and tell half-truths. You recognize however it goes. You're during a conversation, and therefore the alternative person says one thing that produces you go, wait, what? You can't quite figure it out whether or not it's something they've aforesaid or done that doesn't add up, or if there's something regarding their tone of voice that appears off. Once this happens, it's actually because the person is telling half-truths and likely exaggerating. Half-truths are statements that are technically true, however vital details are left out. Exaggeration is similar. It includes true elements, but they're blown reply of proportion. Some individuals are simply plain out there in their lies, whereas others are additional delicate with their dishonesty. Either way, if you begin to note one thing off regarding their stories or behavior, it's time to start out questioning what their voice communication associated doing. 5. They pass off insults as jokes. There's a distinction between a joke and an insult. If somebody is insulting you, they're not jesting with you, they're being mean. This can be typically a symbol that they don't respect you, or your feelings, or that they suppose they're superior to you. A bit witticism is one thing, however, if you're often being affronted associated it's not even acknowledged as an insult, that's a nasty sign. If somebody is creating fun of you, even jokingly, they most likely don't have your best interest at heart. They're simply making an attempt to create themselves feel higher by conveyance you down. Raise yourself if this person is advisedly making you or feeling bad or trying to induce an increase out of you. If so, it's going to be best to chop them loose. It looks like they're not definitely worth the effort anyway. 6. They can't settle for that others have opinions. If you discover yourself during a state of affairs wherever someone tries to prove that their opinion is that the only one that matters, or they to inform you what to think, it's an enormous red flag. There's nothing wrong with having robust opinions. However, you must feel comfy sharing your own thoughts and concepts without fear regarding being judged or criticized for them. If somebody systematically undermines you or shuts you down, they most likely ought to be trusted. Individuals like this suppose that their opinions are facts, and that they dismiss everything else. They're typically devious and dominant, and wish everybody to believe them and think like them. 7. They disregard your boundaries. Trust is constructed on respect and understanding. So, if somebody doesn't respect your boundaries and needs to push past them, it's not an honest sign of things to come. You're the sole one who should be ready to set the bounds of what you are feeling comfy with relating to your personal space, property, and relationships with others. If somebody pushes you to try and do things you're not comfy with or causes you to feel unhealthy regarding voice communication it suggests that they don't care about you as much, and that's not a healthy state of affairs for anyone involved. 8. They create excuses for his or her behavior. Trustworthy individuals acknowledge their flaws and shortcomings and take responsibility for them. They additionally take criticism while not obtaining defensive or angry. If someone forever makes excuses for why they act a particular means, or they deflect blame onto others, it's as a result of their unable to spot any fault in their own behavior. Someone like this solely appearance out for themselves, and isn't only too involved about your thoughts and feelings. 9. They ne'er have something smart to mention regarding others. You'll tell heaps a couple of person by the means they quote alternative people. And whereas there are several bad apples out there, once somebody solely sees the worst in others, that's a nasty sign. Once all, if they ne'er have anything good to say about other people, they're most likely not terribly likable themselves. Thus don't trust a person who perpetually badmouths others. You'll make certain they're not voice communication something nice regarding you, either. 10. They need how of creating you or feeling such as you owe them. This very artful maneuver can create it look like the opposite person is doing one thing nice for you once they're simply making an attempt to induce something out of you. It will be laborious to identify this behavior initially, as a result of those that have it off are often excellent at making their motives appear pure. They are available across as altruistic and caring when really, they're just trying to get what they need from the situation. Those that tend to create others feel indebted to them are people who wish to management each situation. They need to grasp, they need the whip hand, and don't care regarding your feelings or wishes. They need to desire they're in charge. 11. They're excessively protecting of their privacy or their past. There are several reasons individuals are protective of their privacy or their past. For example, somebody is also within the method of a big life transition and doesn't want to inform people about it simply yet. Or even they've been through some really powerful stuff and don't wish to live over it. Also, there are bound things that are higher unbroken private. However, if someone is incredibly guarded regarding what they reveal about themselves, there's most likely a difficulty you must take care of. I mean, if they're unwilling to share something about themselves, however, are you able to trust them? 12. Their social circle changes quite a lot. It's traditional to own some friends return and go throughout life. However, if somebody contains a new sucker each month, it may be a symbol that they're not as trustworthy as you might think. They're not at all terribly loyal or reliable. And they could be at risk of drama. If a person's perpetually shifting their circle of friends, it ought to be as a result of they're unable to decide to any of them, which means they most likely can't commit to you, either. It's vital to be in a position to trust people, however, it's additionally important to not trust blindly. Within the end, you have got to be the choose of someone's character, and these signs should positively raise concern and cause you to question their motives and intentions. If you found this video helpful, offer it a thumbs up, and share it together with your friends, thus we will keep creating them. For additional videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and keep in mind to click on the notification bell. Also, make certain to examine out our alternative videos as well. Thanks for watching.